a digital version of this started that I haven't finished, and I probably should. Like, it seems like a crime to not have this ship out.
Anyway, here is the jersey in all her glory.
So Matt, you've seen our Baltimore Clippers, right? Because they don't show up in our games much anymore.
Me?
Yeah.
I have no interest in the Baltimore Clipper.
Oh, topsail schooners are my favorite kind of ship. How can
They're
you
so
say
pretty.
By the way, guys, we are not recording, okay?
All right.
All right. So I need to get a couple ships out on the board. Somebody want to be Dutch as I have a flush 8 over here.
I'll be Dutch flush 8.
All right.
I'll go print a ship sheet. 1 sec.
All right. So I have Matt shipped. I've got Dee shipped, and I've got Ed shipped. I have, I guess 2 people to ship yet, right?
Yeah, I need a ship.
Me too.
So I think I'm going to enlist the help of Ed for some of this stuff for GMing and whatnot, just so that way. But I now figured out.
Is there any way we can get Dave? Do you want to be a pirate?
Sure. Hey, Scarlett, you think I should be a pirate? That's a nod, yes. Okay.
Hi, Scarlett.
Hi, Scarlett.
Scarlett. Hi. You come over here. They can't see you. Come around here. Get off my bed and come over here. Nope. All right. No, she's behind me on my bed. She says hi.
Can you swivel around so she can be seen?
I'm going to step away a moment.
I'm going to give the big English meanie to you because I think you're capable of understanding what I'm about to tell you. You're going to be playing the stats for HM Galley Frigate Blandford.
Ooh.
Only you're going to be playing it as HMS Dolphin. And you, if you guys can read the board, she's going to be based out of Squadron Point.
You can kind of see Scarlett over my shoulder there.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Hey, Scarlett.
Scarlett, wave.
You know, when we call them little people, they don't have to be that little. That's only like 10 pixels.
I know, right? She showed up when I went upstairs to go get the ship sheets I had in my car. Then Kat was outside with Scarlett, and I was like, great timing.
If that were Sophia, she'd be sticking her head in the camera because.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And she would ask to play. Scarlett was just happily watching my tablet.
All right. So, I think everybody has a ship. Dave, you're playing a pirate brigantine, 10-gun brigantine.
Okay.
I was distracted by a Scarlet.
And what am I playing so I can print out the ship sheet?
HMS Blandford. Only you're playing it under the name HMS Dolphin for reasons.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So I need to get my book and some dice, I assume.
Yep. If you absolutely don't have dice, we have them here, and you can have people roll them for you.
Oh, sweet. No. It's all good.
What? Okay, what was I playing again? You said a brigantine.
10-gun brigantine, pirate.
That is not something that Ed sent me.
So, you are not D from Spiteful Key. You are Red from Spiteful Key.
Ed from Spiteful Key. But D from Spiteful Key has such a nice ring to it.
That's why she's mayor.
That's why I'm here.
She's more popular in the election because of name recognition.
Brian, what ship am I again?
All right. Did I ship you already?
I don't know that you did. If you did it was while I was distracted by Scarlet, so.
Oh, I see. No, I actually don't see a ship for you, so we'll have to fix that problem.
Okay.
Hey, hon.
Ed, there's no way I could get you to email me the PDF for that so I can have the stats, is there?
I think Ed might be AFK, but I'm not sure.
I think he's printing off his own sheet.
Yeah. Because, like, the biggest amount of guns he has on here is 8 gun. There's no 10 gun. The 10 guns are all cutters.
All right, Becky,
Hmm.
would you like to be Dutch or Spanish?
Hmm. I'll be Spanish. Why not? I never play them, so.
See the hull that's labeled 5 up by Fort Matanzas?
Yeah.
Is actually this is the not actually Fort Matanzas. It's Port Auguste.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
What kind of ship is that?
That is a Bermuda sloop.
Naval, I guess. Spanish naval.
Yes. Actually, did you hear everything I just told Matt about the Guarda Costa?
Yes.
Yeah, that's you too.
Oh, okay.
Why are the Spanish flags always missing from this box?
We never had very many of them.
I think somebody steals them.
Could be.
See, the sad part is, in the tape measure box for Adepticon, there's also a bunch of new flags I printed.
Oh,
There's also a new one I made. Remember in Futurama when they go back to the American Revolution at the end, how they have the flag?
I think.
Vaguely.
Bite my shiny metal AF.
Oh.
Yeah, I made a couple of those for the box too.
You need those.
Yep.
Definitely required. All right. Hey, Ed, can you send me, what was it, a 10 gun brigantine stats?
10 gun brigantine.
Pirate.
Yeah.
It's the one
let
that
me
you did
see what
not
I've
send
got.
in the email.
Yeah, because I didn't realize that we'd be playing with that.
Yep, that's fine. If you could just email that one to me, because I've got a blank ship sheet. I just need stats.
Mm-hmm.
And all of my Sailpower books are at Scott's house.
Right.
And if you know if he, oh, hold on. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, I'm looking for them. Hold on.
Which gives me an excuse to go over to Scott's house at some point. Just pick that up.
Once social distancing is over.
Yeah. I can figure out a way to go over there and get it.
I've heard people calling this the Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
What?
One of the bigger streamers on Twitch, a group, because of demonetization issues,
Uh-huh.
are calling the quarantine and everything, they just refer to it as the Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
Okay.
So if you hear that, That's why.
Gotcha.
Dave, I'm sending you all the Brigantine sheets because I don't have a way of splitting this PDF on this machine.
Don't care. I'm good with
Yep.
that. That's why I did this on my the Zoom on the computer, and that way I can use my phone.
Right. Well, I didn't want to use my computer downstairs because Amy is probably going to be watching TV down there and there'd be a lot of background noise. So I'm up at the table on the laptop and I don't have Adobe installed on here.
All right. So some game points or story points, if you want to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
For you Spanish players, that'd be Matt and Becky. It's a beautiful day in the Gulf of quarantine. And of course, from your perspective, the Pope is deemed that the entire Gulf belongs to you. And, you know, the fact that the war's over has not kept you up with your normal anti-smuggling operations. So anybody who seems to be merchanty at all, you can pretty much pull over and search their ship. And there's about a 70% chance that you'll find a Spanish coin on board once you can seize their ship, assuming they let you do that. All right, so that said, there's also pirates in these waters. Pirates are known enemies of the crown and must be destroyed. Most of them are English anyway, which you're not a big fan of. So you're basically here to collect revenue for the crown and get rid of pirates.
Oh, do you want?
Oh, one little pesky detail: you're at war with the Dutch.
Lovely. Okay.
Not that you have any real particular interest in getting in a fight with a Dutch ship, but they might want to get in a fight with you. You never know. All right. So, Captain Ed,
Yeah.
the Dutch Navy here. You need to run a supply run to Fortune Atoll.
Okay.
To one Mr. Van Sant.
Hmm.
Under strict orders not to inspect the cargo in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
That is worth 250 victory points for doing that. Then Mr. Van Sant has a special package for you that needs to go to Prosper Atoll. Again, you're not to ask any questions whatsoever. No matter what it is, or looks like, or sounds like, or smells like. Oh, and by the way,
wait a minute.
Spanish.
Package to where?
Fortune Atoll, and then Mr. Van Sant will have a special package to take on to Prosper Atoll.
Prosper Atoll. Okay.
By the way, is that the starting wind?
That is the starting wind. Can everybody see that it's normal and to the north?
Ah, okay, yeah. Now I can read it.
All right. Anne,
Yes.
you are operating in the Gulf of Quarantine out of Squadron Point. You are in service of Governor Woodes Rogers. You are part of his anti-piracy patrol. You are not at war with the Spanish. However, according to your reports, Spanish Guardacosa have been harassing English shipping. So you are allowed to make the king's presence known if people interfere with British affairs. That does not mean starting a war, but your discretion as a captain is required. All right. And last, we got our pirates. You are aware the whole world thinks you're criminals, right?
Correct.
Right?
I'm shocked.
So you are to continue profiteering and keep your base up as long as possible at Spiteful Key, and try not to get arrested or sunk. Yeah, that. Also, there's a bunch of crimes that various amounts of rum have erased from your memory that will probably become evident that you've committed as the game progresses. Are we clear?
Rum will do that to you.
Here is mud.
All right. Everybody have a mission? Everybody understand what the wind is?
Yep.
Anything I can do to, do you have a GM channel, by the way?
Well, yeah. It had. I was gonna say, I'll text you and everything and stuff.
Because you used to do it on the surface. I don't know how you do it now, but,
I've got it right here.
all right. So you know how to rename it?
Yep.
Okay,
I
where?
do have a question.
Yes.
I am pointed at a 90-degree angle from a ship that is headed in my direction.
Yeah, pesky pilots. They do the stupidest stuff. Especially the French ones.
Well, since I'm headed directly into the wind anyway, I know what I'm doing.
Do you want me to just kind of reposition it to be facing like to the west, to the east?
No.
Okay, you're good.
Yeah.
Could you flip the Buccaneer sloop so it's going the other way, please, away from the edge? Thank you.
While you're doing that, which ship's mine? I was not paying attention apparently when you put it on the board.
Yours is the one I believe that is facing north.
All right.
I didn't hear that.
Well, welcome to
You're
Admiral
facing-
Brian's Pirate Rules of Doom.
They want to know.
Which ship am I, Brian, real quick? I'm not sure where I am.
Basically tottered out of the tavern, and you have a 50-50 odds of going to the right ship.
50-50 odds right now of figuring out which ship is mine.
And you can either
I think you're at Spiteful K.
one or the other
Okay.
that you think is yours, or we can
Key.
die roll for that. Oh, damn, it's like it's dark and the rum's hitting. You're like, one of these two ships is mine.
One of those two ships is mine.
It's gonna be really interesting if you go aboard the wrong ship, start giving orders. I noticed D from Spiteful Key is completely silent here.
I'm waiting for free crew to come on board.
Did you literally give us both the same ship?
No.
They're different types, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it makes you feel better, I know which one it is.
That makes me feel so much better.
I was saying, Matt, that makes you feel better, not him.
You know, of course, and your drunk logic is kind of thinking about this. You could just sit around and wait for one of the ships to leave. Then the other one would have to be yours, right?
Right.
As D from Spiteful Key goes, spill sail.
Damn it. He would do that to me.
I would.
So who are we broadcasting our turn moves to? Which channel?
So I guess Ed, that's going to be a question. You're going to
Have you renamed your feed?
let's see here.
I see Elizabeth with Brian's face. I see Elizabeth with Elizabeth's face, and then I see
Okay, Elizabeth.
Nuck and Ian and Dave. I don't know who Captain.
That's me.
There, Ed. Or there, Becky.
So GM Elizabeth is who I'm going for.
Yep.
Okay.
How do I do that?
There's a button down the bottom to open up the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll right-hand side, and then at the bottom of that window, there's a to field where you just have a little pull down, and you want to switch it to GM Elizabeth.
There, Dave.
All right, so for those of you, yeah, you can message GM Elizabeth with your orders when you're ready.
Normal winds.
Yep.
Normal wind
All right.
to the north. So one of the things for those of you who are new to this format of gaming, we have very intentionally labeled just about everything worth knowing about on purpose, so that you can kind of plot accordingly. It'll help you plot in the small size. If this turns out, for those who weren't here last night to help GM, we may start doing this with our big boards too, because the blue tape on there with the Sharpie description kind of looks mappy.
By the way, this may be also something Origins is going to an online one, at least for the summer. So they're calling for games with, obviously with possibly some additional help. This might be possibly how we do some things for the summer event.
Excellent. Happy to play test with you.
Yep.
There's one of the major miniatures blogs out of Adepticon is communicating with me about this. They're very interested in how Zoom is working. This is not the final look. We're buying a streaming deck that allows us to hook much better cameras up.
It's coming from Singapore.
But the thing is, it just launched. This one does hardware-based streaming, so it'd be high res. Don't have to worry about the computer locking up. So, speaking of which, if the internet suddenly dies here, we've been working with our internet provider for a while, trying to fix some stuff. If that happens, we will get it back up as quickly as we can. All right.
The nice thing is what we found in the meeting will stay up even though the host got kicked out.
Yeah, and you can all talk about us behind your back.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right, I just sent my move in.
Okay.
All right, so I text my move.
No, hang on.
So there is messaging within Zoom. I don't know if you've used Zoom for work at all, but you can basically message GM Elizabeth. There's like
You should see. I've messaged anybody who didn't know,
Okay.
And so it's a way. You can also write private questions that you want me to see, and she can get my attention and come look at it. And that's the equivalent of whispering to the GM,
And that's how we'll handle when you search for treasure, if there's red chests and things like that.
Yeah, and we obviously you need to be as honest as you can be and whatnot, but keep in mind this is a Zoom-based game, and obviously it's not quite the level of experience that you do have sitting down. So if you want to brag about what you found or whatever, feel free to do so. It makes for conversation.
For the GM chat,
I got it.
Can we also do questions about specific things?
Yes, she can get my attention if you have a question. And depending on, I may either whisper something back to her, or I may just kind of obtusely answer by voice, if you know what I mean.
All right, so right now I've got Ian, Ed, Becky. I think I'm needing Dee.
Did you just throw it away upstairs rather than throwing away my trash?
I sent it to.
Okay, I got Dee. I got Dee. Okay, so
Get it? Okay.
Does Scarlett need to help bringing groceries?
1.
Scarlett, everybody's home. Go upstairs to help bring in groceries.
Dee, Matt, Becky, and
Fine. Just
Matt. Okay, and okay, I got everything. What do you want to do first, dear?
nothing. We're down here. She's
Right, I got everybody's turns.
Everybody is ready to go?
Yep, who do you want first?
All right, we're going to go around clockwise, starting from that is
yes.
Becky's ship, right?
Okay.
Let me grab my measuring contraption.
All right. Let me know when you're ready, Brian. And guys, I really appreciate it when you're doing this because I'm literally just reading a whole long list of things. If you're putting like turn 1 or T1 or whatever, that super helps because that way, as things go on, getting confused.
Yep.
Okay, so she is going ahead 4 and then turn to port.
Head forward, turn to port.
Yep.
All right, so I'm assuming she's doing that on the tack because she's in irons as is.
I'm
That correct?
rowing.
Oh, you're rowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Row ahead 4. Sorry, I saw that as now.
Okay, and then you want to turn to port.
Yep.
So like so. Or actually, you said port, right?
Port turn. Yep.
Did I get that right?
That's port, yes.
All right.
The ship's left, not yours.
Keep in mind it's upside down for me. I just,
Yes, that's why I said ship's left.
especially my diabetic blood sugar, if you know what I mean.
I got food in the oven.
All right.
What do you want? Who do you want next?
I believe we have. Is Matt even a Spanish name?
Mateo.
Mateo. Captain Mateo, the Spanish Guardacosta.
Okay. Okay. So he wants to still sail, stay at port.
Excellent. All right. So coming around, I believe next up is Captain Red from Spiteful Key.
Okay. Let's see here. Where is his?
There we go. Now I'm appropriately named.
Okay. Okay. Dave, I don't see. You give me a number and that's it.
That's all I would have written down. Just go straight. No
Okay.
direction.
So how far did you go?
19.
19.
Okay, Dave, but you have to understand, I'm literally looking at like imagine a text message full of things and I'm having to scroll up and down. So maybe T1 forward 19.
Okay. Well, you said that after I'd already sent that in.
Okay.
Yep. No, it's just helpful because otherwise she may think your last turn is your current turn.
Or that's a number, or that's something for how many people you're searching with or whatever. Because
Yeah, so it just helps her kind of keep
appreciate
track
it.
of where it is. All right. That would be D from Spiteful Key.
All right. D from Spiteful Key. All right. Straight ahead to wreck, spill sail.
So she's going to rack 'em wreck and spilling sail.
Yep.
I couldn't see the name, but I could tell it was a wreck. So.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I said I wasn't sure what the name of the wreck was, but I could tell it was a wreck, so that's where I wanted to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Are you diced or not diced, Captain D?
I am diced, or you can dice for me. Either one's fine.
Let's do high-low to see if you're at all responsible for said wreck.
Okay.
High you are, low you're not.
15.
Like
Ooh.
you're Chinese.
You are greatly responsible for said wreck.
This looks vaguely familiar.
Okay, you need a hand.
So the part that you can sort of remember is you were on a rum bender, and
What?
you may or may not have borrowed Jack Rackham's sloop and wrecked it because you had the chart upside down.
All right. So who do we have left to do?
But seeing as at the time you were just pretty much trying to claim that you were not responsible, you've never explored this wreck after you deserted it.
Okay.
And probably not when you were sailing it either.
Oops.
I don't think you went below.
Probably not.
All right,
So
here.
this is Jack Rackham's former sloop. All right, coming around, I believe we have HMS Dolphin.
So it's gonna be Ann.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so
I got a note for Ann. At the current period, the King's Pardon is something you are allowed to offer.
Okay.
It kind of works like, tag, where, you offer them the pardon. If they say yes, then you commission them to look for pirates as well, that sort of thing.
Nice.
she's going left 12,
Left and
Turned away.
12.
and then what's the L6 mean?
So then after
Left
you do a
and-
turn delay, do another turn to the left. But I didn't know if it was a full left or a partial left. I end up heading westbound and do the rest of my move, which should be 6 inches.
Gotcha. Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, about there.
Looks great.
All right. Coming around, the Doom Lugger doesn't get a turn. The Dutch,
Who's that?
Okay.
be Captain Ed of the Dutch.
Okay. So turn left, move 22, and then turn left again.
No, the wind arrow is not searchable. However, it might gain you the ability to roll the wind because you're closest to the wind arrow. You never know.
Okay.
All right. So I believe everybody has moved.
Pretty sure.
Has everybody moved?
Yes.
What about the ship down there at the Cursed Wreck at the southern end of the island, or at southern end of the?
It doesn't
gulf?
get a turn.
It doesn't. Okay.
Both cursed and doomed.
I didn't know if that played ship or.
It is under GM control.
Okay. That's fine.
All right. So now we are at searching. No, sorry, spotting.
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 Mm-hmm.
All right. Would the Spanish like to spot anything?
I would.
All right. What would you like to spot?
I would like to spot the vessel by the Isle of Famine.
You wanna
Okay.
roll, or you want to roll?
Do you have a dice?
I have a dice roller, so yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d20 then. Tell me what you got.
16.
16. So you can have one fairly specific question about it. It has to be something obviously visible. What's your question?
I want the identity of the vessel.
Ooh.
Very specific.
Captain Dave, Captain Red, did you high-low for me, or do you have dice, or am I rolling your dice?
I got it. I got one D20. That's all I got.
All right. High-low for whether you recently got this ship or not.
13.
All right. So yeah. The best you can tell, Captain Mateo, is that this is an English brigantine in the merchant trade that you've seen plying these waters before. Can you go ahead and give me a high-low as well?
11.
You have, in fact, pulled it over, found Spanish coins on board, and seized cargo from that ship about 6 months ago.
Okay.
For those who GM for me, I'm experimenting with a new Guarda Costa mechanic that has to do with the fact that the Guarda Costa kind of has almost like a premonition. They know these ships in the waters pretty well. But in this case, they don't necessarily know what it's done in the last few weeks. sort of like the experience you get from being in the same place for several years. All right. Going to the right, we have Captain Red at the Isle of Salmon. Would you like to spot anything?
Nah. I don't see anything I want to spot. I'm good.
Still hungover from trying to figure out which ship it is.
Yeah.
I think he just played me, by the way. He's just like, it came to his turn. He's like, I'm just going to order it to sail, and whichever ship goes forward.
Yeah,
I think that just happened.
I think that just happened.
All right, Captain D from Spiteful Key, do you have any spots?
Yes, I would like to spot that big bugger off to the southeast.
Wow, big bugger. Huh.
Big
All
bugger.
right, you said you have a D20?
I have a D20 and I rolled a whopping 5.
Ooh. Huh. It's big.
It's big.
It's yellow and black, and it might be a bug. Maybe it's a hornet.
I thought it was the green hornet, not the yellow hornet.
Whatever it is.
I thought it was the blue jackets, not the yellow jackets. I am flying the colors, by the way. Got my blue shirt on here.
Yellow jackets in the period would probably be Spanish regulars. But, you know, hey. All right. So coming around, Captain Ann of the Dolphin.
We are pirate hunting, so I'm scanning for pirates. There might be one at that wreck, at the Rackham wreck.
Spot that one. Roll it.
I rolled a 13.
All right. Captain D from Spiteful Key.
Yes.
Can you roll a high-low of whether you've ever met the captain of the Dolphin? High you have, low you haven't?
I have rolled a 16.
You've met. One more high-low. Were you in command of this vessel at the time you met?
This time I rolled a 19.
So, yeah. And one behind the scenes from the GM. At the time, Captain Ed, this vessel was a merchant running the trades in a sloop. So you met them at a tavern somewhere, and they claimed to be a trader.
Okay.
So you've definitely met them. You recognize the ship. You recognize the captain. Again, remember this might be not current knowledge. You kind of like the Spanish, or you've been patrolling these waters for a while.
Right, but I think this is, at least my last knowledge is this is a trador, not a traitor. not a,
Right! Captain D, are you an Englishman?
Yes.
Yes.
Welsh, actually.
Yes, that would be very appropriate for a trader who might be on the account. Anyway. All right, coming around, the Doomed Lugger doesn't get a spot roll, but if it did, it rolled 14. The Dutch, flush 8, near the wind arrow. You got any spots?
It says in chat he is on the telephone.
He is on the telephone. So he is looking in his logbook. He's looking at some notes.
Having a discussion with his helmsman.
I'm going to delegate his spot to one of his crewmen. And the crewman rolled a 14. Captain Ed, if you could just ask your question of whatever you were looking at on the chat channel, and then I'll have Elizabeth just read it.
All right. Sorry about that.
All right. So your crewman rolled a 14 to spot what? What did you tell them to spot?
Oh. Probably that ship over at the Cursed Wreck. Just to identify what nationality it is.
All right. It's definitely a French lugger. It appears to be smuggler rigged, quieted rigging, dark hull, no lantern. It is smashed to pieces.
Oh, really? Okay.
All right. Did I miss anybody in the spotting department?
I would like to spot.
Okay.
I'm spotting the ship directly in front of me by the wind. And I rolled a 6, so I don't see a whole lot of nothing.
So you can probably identify that it's a sloop, and it's kind of low to the water, so somewhat military in nature.
Okay.
Either that or it's really loaded with cargo, one of those things. On a 6, you're not quite sure.
It's just in a deep trough right now. That's all.
Right, exactly. All right, does anybody have any cannon fire?
Nah.
No.
GM is going to roll for the governor's fortress, the A-port up north, which for some reason is not labeled. We will fix that.
Give it a roll. Technology.
One thing we could do, GMs, by the way, is we could fog of war things and label them as the game progresses. Like have certain things that are on the chart by default, and then other things that you kind of label as the game goes on. All right. So anyway, we're rolling. He's asleep on the job and does not see Dee from Spiteful Key. And I think nobody else would care to do any serious spotting right now. All right. All right, so any cannon fire.
Nothing legal for me.
All right.
I have the 18 gunner teed, but they're too far away.
Yeah. All right. Any crew actions?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So basically, the way crew actions work for those who are new to this format is we do some high-level stuff, and then the administrative stuff you work out with Elizabeth on the GM channel. Does that make sense? So, like, what are you doing, Captain Mateo?
I had a question about if I had any cash in the lockbox, because I'd like to go into port and see if I can acquire a few accoutrements.
You have last week's seized vessel and profits, although if you spend any of it and anybody catches you, the sentence is death by hanging.
How much do I have left for myself?
You have 20 victory points in your own pocket, which is your pay for last week. Everything you didn't spend at the local taverns and other places.
Okay, and can I shake the market for myself, looking for specific items?
Sure. You just want to roll one d20 for me?
Yes. 18.
All right.
I'm looking for French and Russian flags.
You're looking for French and Russian flags specifically. All right.
Okay.
All right. You found some exotic rum that's for sale, and you are at a B port. So the price is 90 per ton, ridiculously overpriced compared to other places you've been. And you said you were also looking for flags?
Specifically, I'm looking for flags and swivel guns.
There are no swivel guns to be had. Flags, you should already have a complete set aboard.
All right.
Am I close enough to search the island I'm like practically hitting?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. How many guys you got in boarding?
Just a second, let me check. 20.
20. So, roll a 12 or less, sir.
10.
All right.
Okay.
All right, she's going to draw, and
I'll communicate with you.
she'll communicate with you on the chat channel, if that's okay.
Okay. So
I got that pulled up.
All right. Moving along. I've got D from Spiteful Key.
Did you have quick rolls, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am going to search the my handiwork. I've got 30 men in boarding.
See what you forgot about when you left
See
in
what-
a hurry last time.
See if I can find it.
All right.
And I rolled an 11.
All right. And you had 30, so that is a success.
1 second.
No rush.
Okay. Dave, there's that.
Okay.
All right. Can you give me one more roll, by the way?
Captain D?
Yep.
Yep. A 17.
All right. You've also managed to find the lingerie, the bottles of rum, and everything else that people might have seen you in. And without the crew knowing it, stowed it in a bag full of lead and threw it into the sea so nobody knew you were here.
Ah, nice. Nice. Hated losing that outfit, but you know, it was necessary.
I was really hoping you'd miss that die roll. I was going to have so much fun with that.
Yeah, D, sorry. All right.
All right. So coming around, you got any crew actions from the Dolphin?
No, sir.
All right. The undead crew at the doomed or cursed wreck rolled a 6. They still haven't found food or cure. And then Captain Edo.
Yep.
You got any crew actions?
Yeah, I am saying to Fortune Atoll that I am coming in to deliver Van Zant's delivery.
The response is, what delivery? So, but it's flagged, so
Okay,
you can ponder your answer.
we'll
All
figure
right,
it out
guys, did you see those?
at some point.
Dave, did that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody find anything ridiculous?
I found some of Rackham's old crew.
Yeah, probably. Anybody want to fight? Anybody want to?
Are they being held at gunpoint?
Anybody want to resolve any of those?
I'm resolving. Yeah, I'm texting you.
Okay.
Remember, I'm typing quick, but I think you can understand what I'm typing.
You're putting it in the chat here, right?
Right.
All
Okay.
right.
What bonuses do you have?
Would be a +3.
Okay.
I forgot about that, but I already had it figured out in my head because it's a standard plus for that.
Can you change the wind?
And how many men?
20.
Okay.
Captain Edo?
Yeah.
You have a scientist on board who's been you've been kind of putting up as a favor.
Okay.
He says that he's pretty sure that this spot allows you to prognosticate the wind for next turn.
Okay.
And he's got some math, and with your blessing, he's going to try something. And high-low, you'd get to basically set next turn's wind.
Oh. Okay.
So you want to roll a high-low for me?
Sure. Got a 12.
All right. So I'm going to give you. You may choose the direction, literally any direction,
Okay.
but you may not choose the intensity.
Hmm. I think the wind is going to be pointing northeast.
Northeast.
Yes.
Ooh. All right.
What, light?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, honey. I need to give you 2 dice to for D.
What's that?
She didn't want these, so. That
All righty.
Okay, so that needs to be a 13. And then the other one needs to be an 18.
Is she announcing what it is, or is she making people work for it?
I haven't asked.
I'm gonna make him work for it.
All right, hun.
So another thing
And then that one's an 18.
we've been doing for those who are new to the format
That one's an 18.
is unless it comes up in discussion, you can see that there's something there. You just don't know what it is per se. You said this was what again?
18.
18 guys. You
Yep.
can see how many guys are guarding it,
Yep.
but not necessarily what it is.
With those numbers, I can imagine why.
All right.
All right, I think we're ready for the next turn.
Yeah.
People should be plotting.
Yeah, everybody should be plotting at this point, I believe.
Quick question. Due east of my ship, is that an island?
It's kind of hard to see. But the labels, there's one that says Isla Morta. The other tag says HMS Resolve.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can see this, but there's like 2 whale boats kind of stove up and on the rocks.
Okay.
By the way, while we were plotting, I want to give my compliments to Brian. He's putting in a lot of time and effort for getting this done. And this is definitely a little bit of a workout because basically he's running the board the whole game. So
if you imagine running it at a convention, now add about 4 times the prep work. So yeah.
And you want another coffee?
Maybe.
I looked and the bottom part was out.
It's kind of cool. And I just realized I haven't had my coffee today, so because I went out to the store.
Okay.
All right. Get up here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just missing 1 person. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Becky and Dee.
Hey Ed, have you taken some screenshots somewhere in there?
I took one early on. I'm working on it now.
I'm waiting on Captain Red. As soon as I got him, then we're ready to move. No, Ed, for the last 2 mornings at around 4 o'clock in the morning, I listened to Sirius on my assistant, and when it goes out, I call the ISP, and they basically have had to refresh the signal to the modem. Last Thursday we had a lead tech come out, and they apparently rewired everything. Now it's almost kind of a provisioning issue on the back end to try to figure out what's going on with why our modem keeps losing the signal that we've supposed to be provisioned for. Okay, I got it. I got everybody, Brian.
Yeah, we've had problems with our internet too. We had to have the guy came out. He replaced everything at the network box or the neighborhood box. Never came on our property, and then we still had problems. So then they sent a guy who came off our property. Went in the back, and it's been pretty good so far. I think we've had 1 hiccup.
Yep. All right, who do you want to do first here?
Wait, let me screenshot that.
Screenshot that.
There's your thumbnail for the video.
All right, so just so you know, for those who are new to the format, if you want a flag up, I'm assuming none of you have your flag up, but if you want a flag up, let me know and I'll just put the flag on the board next to your shot.
Could I please raise a Russian color since I have a full set of colors?
That's not what you said. You said French.
Well,
French, Russian, same difference, right?
I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, one's a darker shade of red than the other. One goes better on steak salads.
You're talking about salad dressing. That does make a difference.
let's just assume we don't have a
Russian.
flag, although I could swear we had one in the box. Oh, actually, I just found it.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
All right. Who
All right.
first?
So I believe I've got the Dread Captain Becky.
All right. She's going ahead 11 and then turn to port.
And then turn to port.
Yep.
That's starboard.
So,
Port's left.
oh yeah, you're right. Again, upside downness. All right. Captain Mateo.
All right. Straight and then turn straight 12.
All right, and remember, you guys are at half speeds. Everybody had.
So
Yeah,
it's 12, and then plus 2 extra sail because he's got extra sail, and then move to follow English brig.
Okay. All right. Speaking of said brigantine,
All right, you want
that'd be Dave,
yep,
Captain
okay.
Red.
All right, they would be turn left, and then 6, and then turn. If I'm butchering what you guys want, please let me know. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this as well as
Turn left again.
yeah. So turn left, 6, and then turn.
Hiding the identity of the Isle of Famine. Place you really want to go and settle, right? All right. Captain D from Spiteful Key.
Captain D from Spiteful Key is going. Let's see here. Right ahead, 11 to Isla de Muerta, and then sail if necessary.
And you're definitely going to have to keep sailing because I think you're only at about there. Yep. All right. And we have Her Majesty's, His Majesty's cutter, the Dolphin, or not cutter, galley.
All right. Turn right. Go forward 9. Then turn right. And then you want to end with the ship headed north.
Nice.
I know, right?
Captain D from Spiteful Key. It's been nice knowing you. I'll send flowers.
I am
Wow.
harmless merchant. I don't know what you're talking
Oh
about.
my gosh. All right. And
You never know with Captain D from Spiteful Key, though. She's a wily one.
all right.
Still no colors up.
Hey, get down here.
No colors up.
Here.
So nobody is raising colors, right? All right, and then
Edo
Captain Edo.
Yep.
is going. Let's see here. Move 11, turn right.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good plot.
Figured to get me pointed at least in the right direction.
Yeah, well, I'm just surprised how accurate that was. All right. I've got everybody so far,
I
right?
think so.
All right. Spotting, starting with the Dread Captain Becky.
I'll spot the same ship as before.
For the memory defective, that would be
Ed's ship. But I'm not even sure that it is Ed's ship or that same ship that I was looking for before is even in the water still because I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Let's see if we can roll better now.
Here, let me roll it for you, Becky. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You got a 3.
See, I'm not even still sure that that is the same ship. Or there is still a ship in the water.
Look, another ship. We're surrounded.
All right, Captain Mateo.
I want to spot that the English brig in front of me.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
I got 2. It's a thing.
It's gotten smaller since before. All right, then we've got Captain Red of Spiteful Key.
Huh?
Spotting.
Oh, yeah, I want to spot the ship directly in front of me.
All right.
You want?
Do you want to roll or you have a roll?
I gotta die here. 10.
All right, what do you want to know about it?
Does it look hostile?
Well, it's flying Russian colors with a Dutch hull.
Cool. Sounds good. Doesn't look suspicious at all then.
All right. Coming around to D from Spiteful Key.
Gonna try and spot that black and yellow bugger that's gotten much closer.
Yeah.
And I got a 20.
Whoa.
2 exact questions plus a little bit of GM goodness on top of that. What questions do you have?
Are there guns out? And what colors are they flying?
They're flying the British flag,
Okay.
Royal Navy, and yes, the guns are out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you have raised colors, Southern Squadron. All right. And the guns are out. All right, a bit of GM goodness. In your days in Nassau to the east, you recognize this as being one of the King's galleys. They're fairly heavily armed. This would be a time to use your brains, not your cannonballs.
But I've got big cannonballs.
Do they lie?
Through their teeth.
All right. And then Captain Edo, do you have any spotting?
Yeah, I want to spot that grayish ship that's northwest of me. I think that's Becky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about us. We're just running around blind.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
All right. I got a 4.
You don't know any more about her ship than she knows about
Nope.
you.
Nope, not at all.
It's made of wood.
Yep.
It's
Maybe.
probably not even a ship. It's probably just an illusion.
Yep.
There's some serious visual issues on that side of the world.
In fact, you're pretty sure you saw some mermaids just like a week ago.
Heavy fog. Hey, I'd like to spot the Welsh trader,
Ah, yes.
but I rolled a 1, so I didn't see much.
You're busy with your pomp and circumstance, you know, since you raised your flag and ran out your guns. You're busy like pulling on your buttons to make sure they're straight, you know, putting your hat under your shoulder and just making sure everybody realizes how magnificent the English are. That sort of thing. Of
Looks
course, you
pretty
don't have time to
impressive.
look through a spyglass. What would you do that for? You're bigger than they are, right? All right. Has everybody spotted who wants to spot?
Yeah.
I think we've got cannon fire this turn.
Actually, I don't know that we do. Does anybody have cannon fire the way I need to know about?
I'm
We don't have a legal
handling
shot.
the Welsh trader. Oops.
I'm ordering my men to stay the hell away from the guns.
Like no sitting on them, no polishing them, no.
Don't look at them.
You're tossing flowers over the side towards them.
Exactly. We're putting on our tie-dye T-shirts.
But you don't have a flag up, even though I rolled a 1, I wouldn't be able to see it anyway, I guess. But I know it's the Welsh.
She definitely has no flag up.
We're in the middle of the ocean. Didn't realize this was going to be an issue. We're just harmless merchants.
And of course, Captain Ann, you can always fire a shot across the bow if you're just suspicious and want the ship to raise colors.
Oh, that's interesting. Does she have an angle in front of the bow? I'm not even sure. I don't think that's possible, Brian. It'll go through the hole. I don't know.
I would love to see this. Well, I'm going to fire one of my guns, but if you fire it on the wrong side, you might hit another ship way down the way. I don't know. Who knows?
At this point, it's not going to go across her nose. It's going to go up it. So
Go for it.
Little Miss Sophia's not here, but she
Talked me into.
when she was I don't know 7 or 8,
We went to Put in Bay.
I went to Put in Bay, and she found this mug, and she went and begged Elizabeth to buy it on her behalf for me as a gift because she thought I'd really like it.
And he does.
what does it say on it?
Let's see if we can get it to where you can see.
I see a ship and a lighthouse. Or is that the monument?
Yeah,
It's a monument. It's Perry's monument.
Okay.
yeah. So it's the Niagara in front of the Perry Memorial. With my ration of caffeinated non-rum. Maybe I should get rum. I don't know. Anyway. So everybody is spotted who is going to spot, I assume. Any cannon fire?
No cannon fire.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
All right. Captain Ann, go ahead and roll an alertness roll, especially in light of your last spot.
10.
Yeah, not so alert.
Who needs to be alert?
You might be missing stuff because of Papa's circumstance, you know, as you do. All right. Cannon fire is come and gone. We're on to crew actions.
Searching.
Does anybody have crew actions I need to know about?
Not me.
I'm hailing the Welsh trader using the private chat and asking the captain to state her purpose.
Gotcha.
So you are seeking a private signal back?
I
Working
am.
on it now.
All right.
Flashing semaphore flags and all that good stuff.
So it was lost, but this is the decoder that we bought.
Nice. Wow.
My eyes are brown for a reason.
We Russians are not as concerned with secrecy. We would like to tell the English brig in front of us that we have the power vested to us by the Tsars, so they should stop, and we need to speak with them. Also, we're then going to pray. We rolled a 14. We don't know if our Catholic God is on our side yet.
Good times. All right. So Captain Red, you received the signal, I assume.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You were flying back at all? You haven't raised colors either, so you don't have to.
No. We're just gonna keep on sailing along.
Sailing along, singing a song.
Probably. We're drunk enough.
Oh.
Can't even find your own ship.
Yeah.
This time we're gonna signal privately.
All right. Any other crew actions I need to know about?
Roll for the wind change.
Yeah. Somebody want to roll for a wind change? Other than Captain Ed, who got to choose last time.
Yep.
If not, I'll have my assistant do it.
All right. We are at 6 for
Which
direction
is 1 counterclockwise
and 17 for intensity.
and up 1. Where's that clockwise? I can't remember if that's clockwise or counterclockwise.
Clockwise.
Clockwise,
Six
okay,
is
yeah.
a clockwise.
Clockwise and up intensity 1.
Okay.
By the way, for anybody that hasn't tried it, Alexa, roll a d20.
17.
So if anybody wants that,
Can
Or
I
you can
program?
go-
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
All right. I was going to say, you can also go into Google and just say roll D20 or roll 2D20, and it'll give you a nice little animated rolling dice.
I gotta try that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can I program Alexa to tell me 17 every time I tell her to roll a d20?
Well, yeah, especially if that's no, it'll be a 20 for you because that'll be a critical, and you'll.
I may or may not have been hanging out with a kid online who spent all afternoon reprogramming his Alexa to respond with dirty jokes because she's mad that Alexa wouldn't tell dirty jokes.
That's cute.
Seems reasonable.
Oh, the little animation.
Yeah.
Distracted by flash animations. All right, so there's the new wind.
All right.
New wind.
Yep. By the way, Ed, so far everybody's been really happy with the orders that we've sent out.
Yes.
Mr. Golanowski was exceedingly so. Mr. California.
Right. Right. And I know you saw that we got that turret order.
Well, yeah, I did.
Yeah, so Ed, you understand that the thing probably doesn't even weigh like 3 grams, right?
Oh, I know. I figure the box weighs more than the turret.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost thinking I need to put in like a padded envelope.
No, you don't want to do that because
No, it'll get squished.
Yeah. So I've got to find a really small box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just have to say, Matt, in response, I'm thinking about typing this. I am stopped. I don't think I'm going anywhere. Look. I have no
Okay.
choice.
Turn at the beginning of your movement.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Captain Red, just do the Super Troopers. I am pulled over. I can't pull over anymore.
I can't pull over. I can't pull over anymore. I got pulled over.
Oh, by the way, as far as interesting movies, especially about games, we watched Molly's Game the other day,
That was really good.
and then last night we watched Extraction.
I've heard that's good.
It was, and there was a movie that we saw that from a book that Brian had read as a kid, and I read when I first met him, called Kon-Tiki.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I love that.
That was very cool.
I had read the book, but I had never seen the movie. I missed it. It came out like 2016, I think. I don't know.
And I think they actually kept it pretty well to the book.
It might be a foreign made film. I think that might be part of why it never showed up here.
All right. So we got 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, I got 1. So I've only got 1 person's order in so far. Okay, and I got 2.
Mine's really simple.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm typing mine out.
Oh, hey, Brian. One thing I
Yeah.
picked up at Micro Center that you might actually want, they have little tips for cleaning out the nozzle, actually like sized differently to clean out like little bristle brushes.
Little acupuncture needles.
Oh, no. They look like they're actually like brushes, but they're like as thin as an acupuncture needle,
Huh.
like a little piece of wire.
I know they were looking to get something because the acupuncture needles would just break.
It's something like that, but better. I can't show you because this camera's not good enough. You just see the handle part.
And
But
Becky, Ed, Fred. I think I'm just missing.
here's one of the bigger ones. See?
Yeah.
It's just kind of a little stick thing with just a little bit of
Okay.
wire in the end.
And I don't think I've gotten yours yet.
Yeah, sorry, I'm typing.
Oh, you're fine.
It was
I'm
part of
just
their
making
3D printer toolkit.
And is that a real background or a fake background behind you?
That is a, hold on, that's a mural. So let me, this is our kitchen table.
Oh,
And
wow.
Oh, wow.
I tell you what, it looked like you had like green screen this like beautiful background then.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
It's a photographic wallpaper, and it's a company that you either send them your own picture or use their stock ones, and then they send you in a roll these little tiles that you then just hang like normal wallpaper. So we've got this one, this sort of rain, well, it's not really a rainforest, forested waterfall in the kitchen, and then I've got one in the guest room that's sort of a looking out across a pasture with some trees and
Oh, beautiful.
a fence and a gray horse sort of in the distance. Anyway, we really like them a lot.
What's the name of the
Yeah,
company?
I think I'd heard about there's a company that prints on metal. There's another one that prints on glass. And I thought of, because I do a bunch of like kind of fine art photography, especially when I'm traveling and stuff. And I'd like to put some up, but haven't got around to it. One of these days.
One of these.
I honestly thought that was one of the virtual backgrounds like Ed's got.
So did I.
I've played with the virtual backgrounds, but this is actually even better, and I don't need a green screen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've had it for almost a decade, so I've used it for other, interview kind of things. It's handy to have, and now it's really handy.
All right.
Right?
That is
And
cool.
your head doesn't magically disappear like Ed's does.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I don't have a green screen. I just use the virtual backgrounds that Zoom has available.
Now, the cool thing about that is that it is animated. And,
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
All right, fine. I got everybody.
There we go. Max headroom.
Max headroom, exactly.
That's what I was thinking.
all right, everybody ready?
I believe so. 1, 2,
I'm good.
we got 5.
All right, so I believe we're at the Dread Captain Becky.
All right. 23 degrees port turn, and then ahead 22. Okay, so 23-degree port turn.
So you want to turn to the port.
It's basically half a full turn.
Out there.
Going the 45 degrees, just go half of that. There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
And then ahead 22.
Okay. All right, and that it?
Yep.
All right. Captain
yeah.
Mateo?
No intent to collide with either of those two ships up there.
Okay.
So
Reserving your seamanship roles. Well said. All right.
Oh, actually, let me make sure. Do I have his?
Do we have Captain Mateos?
No. Hang on. Mateo. I don't have your turn 3. Did we lose him? Matt?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. I sent it to Dave by accident.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm just
So it's try to pull up alongside English Brig. I have 22 straight to do it.
All right, so you're basically sailing forward and shortening sail as needed.
And then trying to get close to Famine Isle.
All right. Yeah, and then what does Captain Red have?
Captain Red has spill sail.
All right. So what is your speed on that heading?
22.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah. His speed's 22. My speed's 0.
If I need an extra 2 centimeters to do it, I can throw up an extra sail too.
If you want it, there you go.
Yeah, well, this is gonna work. Watch, he's just gonna take my ship, and then I'm gonna be done.
Well, there's a lot of circumstance that has to happen before he gets to there.
I'm sure.
All right. Who next here?
All right. I suggest though that you come up with a story about why you are why this vessel is yours. Something like you bought it recently on the cheap or something. You know, have your story.
Of course.
All right, hon. Who's next?
All right. So Captain Red is gone.
Yep.
Captain D from Spiteful Key.
Captain D is left spill. Wait for that big bugger to do its thing.
Get out of the way.
Okay. Captain Anna the Dolphin.
All right. She is forward 18.
Forward
Swerving
18.
Slightly to avoid the wreck. Then right and forward 6 or less to dock at Point Providence. But she wants to left to dock facing north.
Okay, so she wants to go slight and then 18. And
Yep,
then
forward
what?
18, swerving slight to avoid the wreck. And then right and then forward 6 or less to dock at the Point Providence, but make sure that she's facing north.
Okay, so she wants to be due north.
I believe so.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Not quite to Fort Providence yet.
Darn it.
Alrighty.
I've seemed to lost my colors.
Oh yeah, they do that.
They're just floating in the water there. It's okay.
My disguise has failed.
I didn't notice it when we tried to dock at the flag.
All right. Then Ed?
Yeah, Captain Ed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Move ahead up to 22 to dock at Fortune Atoll.
Okay, so just alongside.
Yeah, I want to keep the island between me and Becky.
Like so.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, everybody has moved. After the camera starts doing the shiggling. So this is why Port Royal slid under the sea. This is a constant.
Constant vibrations.
Yeah, it's like those tectonic plates are like shifting and stuff.
Anyway, if you're curious, I did post on the chat what the company was that I got.
Yeah, I
these,
saw that.
murals your way.
Cool.
Cool. I definitely should put up some stuff because I'm taking some beautiful pictures out there.
No, I blew my superfluous budget for a little while. I actually am in the owner of 2 Instant Pots. The reason why 2 is because the first one was smart Wi-Fi, and I go, ooh, that's cool. And then Brian goes, well, I want the one that does the air frying and stuff. Oh crap, this one doesn't do that. So I tried to cancel the one order, and it didn't cancel because it was already on its way. So then he's like, hon, we go to conventions and stuff. This would be nice so that way you go to, you set it up at the hotel and get ready to
Well,
go.
Wi-Fi ones, you should be able to like turn it on from the booth and then have it cook and be
Yeah.
ready.
What did you get?
2 instant pots.
Pressure cookers.
Okay.
I got the one that has the air fryer lid.
All right, spotting, starting with the dread Captain Becky.
I think I need to spot the mess that's going on ahead of me. Specifically, the ship that just got ran up on.
Okay.
I rolled a 20.
All right, 2 specific questions.
Apparently, I have figured out my visual problems.
Found the
First off, I want to see if do I recognize the ship?
All right, I'm gonna have you roll the same roll as Captain Mateo did, because obviously you've been in Guarda Costa service for some time. Have you seized this vessel before? So high-low.
I rolled a 10.
10. You stopped this vessel once before, and there was nothing suspect aboard.
Okay.
And for Captain Red's purpose, these rolls that they're failing or making do influence how likely it is you have a Spanish coin on board. So,
Okay, so that roll the ship. My second question would be, do I recognize the people on board? The captain specifically, have I met him before?
you roll a high-low for that, and I'll tell you accordingly.
I rolled a 3.
The last time you pulled this ship over, the commander was a different person,
Okay.
which isn't particularly unusual. Merchants are constantly hiring and firing captains.
Completely reasonable.
It just means a clean slate for me to search him again.
Right.
Yeah.
Captain Red, you didn't know it. You chose to play pirates. They signed you up for Spanish proctology.
Oh, a little personal there.
All right. All right. So, any spotting from Captain Mateo?
First, a common knowledge question. Which way are the shore batteries on Fortune Atoll facing?
That's
I leaned over to look.
Hopefully they're protecting the bay where the Dutch already are, or else this could be bad.
Here's a problem of a sort. The Fortune Atoll on your chart book says Dutch trading post. However, in your experience, there's an arms merchant by the name of Van Sant that you bought guns before. The reasoning has something to do with the Spanish government giving you defective cannons all the time, you being sick of it, you bought guns on the black market. So you've dealt with this guy before? That was before the war. And you're pretty sure when you were there last that the bushes seem to be trimmed in such a way to obscure visibility from the seaside. That's all you know.
I guess we're spotting the big thing in front of us. We're gonna be spotting the brig that is next to us.
All righty, roll it.
We got an 11.
All right, what would you like to know about it?
I would like to know, do I recognize any of the people? Are they known pirates? Are they Catholics? These are very important questions for us.
You do recognize one person aboard. He's a crew member that you marooned for heresy something like 6 months ago.
What kind of heresy?
Where does
Practice
it go?
a faith other than that of the proper faith for said vessel.
Okay.
What?
There was questionable evidence at the time, but nonetheless, you guys marooned him. So clearly, I mean, when he looks healthy enough, so clearly he must have been picked up by somebody who is serving on this ship.
Okay.
Ow.
All right, Captain Red, you got any spotting?
Yeah, we should probably spot the ship directly beside us.
Yeah, one of the Russian flag that came from the French port.
Yeah, not one. 18.
18, you get one specific question, must be visible.
Crew on deck.
All right, so accurate, crew on deck. That would be boarding, repair, and the deck field. Matt?
You can put it in private chat if you don't want to tell everybody else.
No, I'm doing math because I think
He's got so many crew on board, he has to use scientific notation.
I've had that
50.
problem before myself.
56.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to work out the logarithmic population of rats.
Yep.
All right. Moving along, we've got Captain D from Spiteful Key.
I'm going to spot the Isla Muerta and see if I can see any activity. And I roll a 20.
I think she does.
Well, here's what you see. There are a bunch of personal bags and effects scattered all over the beach and what looks like bleached bones. There's a set of 2 lanterns, which are meant to look like ship lanterns, spaced about the distance apart to be like a bark or a brigantine. And there's definitely been people there, just not seeing anybody at the moment.
Gotcha.
All right, coming along to Captain Ann of the English galley. I'm seeing lips moving and no words. She's muted.
Sorry about that. I'm spotting the Welsh trader. So Captain D, I rolled an 18. We had been having a private chat, state your purpose, and heard that there are stranded sailors on Isla de Muerto heading that way to assist. And so then I responded, carry on, good luck. And then we had some other niceties, but the ship did not advance towards Isla de la Muerta. So I would like to see if there's any evidence that they are changing direction. Are they headed towards Isla de Muerta? I mean, obviously they didn't move. I'm suspicious.
Captain D, I'm assuming that the reason for the lack of movement is purely navigational safety. You did not want to hit the passing larger vessel.
One thing I know that being rammed by a much larger ship does really, really bad things to your future in this area of the ocean.
I've had it happen before. Worked out pretty well.
So that's a fair statement. You are intending to go to Isla Muerta.
Yes, yes.
So they are trimming sails and other things. It looks like you'd have men in the rigging kind of like spilling a little bit, just
Okay, all right,
That's where we're going. We just wanted to get it out of the way.
all righty. Thank you.
We are
by
we are
large
honest
value.
traders.
His career ending, you know. All right. Let's see. We are down to Captain Ed.
I will spot the Russian ship.
All right, roll it.
All right. Ooh, 18.
All right. There's GM knowledge that goes with that roll, but ask your question first.
Basically, I'm just trying to try and identify them.
All right.
Does it look like a Russian ship?
No, in fact, make a die roll.
4.
You know, it's some time ago. You used to command a ship that kind of looked like this. It was different color, but it's very Dutchy looking.
Okay.
Not at all Russian.
Maybe worth investigating.
All right. Any other spots that I missed? Oh, I need to roll for the port. You got a quick signal, Captain Ann, from the port saying basically, I presume this is your normal monthly check-in?
I answer affirmatively. Any news?
Yes. Lloyd's has reported the loss of a Bermuda sloop in these waters of 6 guns. No other description.
Okay. Are there any other courier packages, etc., that I should pull into port to receive?
You can certainly run mail. You'd be trusted at this port. So you can check the mail rules for details about how much mail you can get to haul. All right. All right. So spotting's done. Any cannon fire at this point?
No.
Nope.
I don't think I'd survive cannon fire at this point.
Yeah, maybe you get lucky, he blows up all his guns.
That's true.
Yeah, he's had bad luck with guns in the past.
We're gonna salute Fortune Atoll.
Come on, not while we're this close.
All right, so you're gonna fire your starboard forward gun.
Not at the fort, but away from the fort. We
I
are
got
so
you, see.
yeah.
Well, Becky got knocked out, so she had to come back in. So
All right.
We get a 4.
Am I back?
yeah.
Yay.
Did you miss much? I'm sorry.
I have no idea. Y'all just froze. And then I was connecting forever.
That happens. Fortunately, the nice thing about Zoom is it doesn't dump the session.
Yeah.
So.
Was it just me or?
It's just you.
Okay.
So we just did spotting. Did you have any? You already spotted, right?
The last thing I saw was where Dee was explaining her lack of movement towards Isla Muerta.
Okay.
So we just gotten past that point, I think. And Ed was up. So I missed
Yep.
Ed's stuff.
Oh, all I did spot the Russian ship, and yeah, basically just if it's Russian, it doesn't look Russian.
Captain Ed, you are being hailed by a certain Mr. Van Sant.
Okay.
Again.
And it's by voice, speaking trumpet.
Okay.
Um,
From the port or from the atoll?
the Mr. Van Sant sends his compliments and reports that the Russian vessel is in fact a Spanish vessel which has recently purchased guns shortly before the war.
Okay.
He was wondering where the mysterious voice was coming from. From the fort.
Is it coming from the atoll?
Yes, the big house.
Okay.
Perhaps a balcony or something.
Are the Dutch at war with the Spanish?
The question is,
the
do
Dutch
you
are at
think
war
the
with
Dutch are at
somebody.
war with the Spanish?
Say it again.
Question is, do you think the Dutch are at war with the Spanish?
I missed who the Dutch were at war with at the beginning of the session.
That's the beautiful thing about live streams. They don't have a really good rewind, do they?
No.
Yeah, you're definitely at war with the Spanish.
Okay. Okay.
That's actually the only current war other than pirates versus everybody.
Okay. Good to know.
Captain Mateo, you're getting a private signal.
All right.
It basically says, my compliments, I appreciate your former business, but times they haven't changed. Beware, my long nines.
I respond back, I thought he would have had bigger.
All right. So is there other crew actions I need to know about?
I would like to search Famine Island.
All right. All right. How many people do you have in boarding?
Well, I have 2 boarding parties. I have 1 boarding party to go talk with.
Party A and Party B?
Yeah, party B that's going on the island is 30 guys.
All
You
right.
have to go across my ship to go to the island.
Actually, I think it's right between you two.
Nope, it's behind my ass.
Oh, that's true. He's correct, Captain Mateo. The label is between you, but the island is actually right behind the stern.
He's going to be examining your answer shortly. I think that's entirely feasible.
Okay, so then I guess all 40 guys are going to walk over and have a nice discussion with the captain of the ship.
Hopefully it'll be nice.
There's
You
a
could
lot
say
of
you
Marines.
charge off the bow for it.
Oh, don't worry, they've got plenty of company.
So no searching?
Captain Mateo,
Yes.
the only thing that strikes you odd about the fact that there was some kind of guy's threat about long nines is that you remember that he had a lot of them and that he was a man of action. So you're kind of wondering why you haven't been fired upon yet. So anyway,
He's waiting for the hotshot furnace to fire up.
could be, you never know. He is ashore. Also, can you, unless you happen to speak Dutch, you don't speak Dutch, do you,
No.
Captain Mateo?
I do not speak freaky deaky Dutch. No.
All right. Well, then I need you to just roll a die roll for how well your character understands Dutch.
20. Apparently, I'm very fluent in Dutch.
Oh my God.
Of course, that's what he rolls.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very sad roll. That could have been useful later.
Yeah,
Um,
you have to look at it the bad way, don't you?
Mhm.
As you're sitting there trying to plus out um, the signal flags and what you understand of Dutch grammar, you're not 100% sure whether he said long nines, which would be more of an English saying, or 9 lungs.
Ooh.
Anyway, it's signal flags.
Yep.
All right.
And that was the end of the spotting of searching.
Well, all right. So, Captain Mateo, first of all, Captain Red, are you letting him board your ship?
Yeah, it's a little crowded on deck, but yeah. Well, we're gonna have a civil conversation.
All right.
Me, him, and my 84 friends.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to, Captain Mateo, to put it in perspective. You are a sloop that just boarded a 2-masted 10-gun vessel.
I mean, we can have a discussion. We don't have to shoot each other.
No.
I mean, so the first question is, I see that you have our good friend Juan Dissimo. Would we be able to have Juan back?
No, Juan. Juan's happy here.
I'll give you 10 victory points if you give me back Juan.
Bribery.
¿Cómo es Juan? ¿Cómo es Juan?
Let's ask Juan. I'll high-low you for it.
Juan says, Captain Red, my loyalty is to you and not him and his fake god.
Okay. Juan wants to stay.
I'll give you 20 victory points for Juan.
I cannot be bribed. Juan wants to stay.
Juan is a heretic, and if you give him to me, I'll leave right now.
I can make you leave right now if you really want to leave.
Let's come here and discuss why we're truly here. So I have a feeling that you are a vessel of dubious legality, let us say.
Maybe.
And
That sounds
there's-
like an insult.
and let us say there's a certain man on a certain fort, on a certain island, with a certain gulag, who should not have his gulag anymore.
Okay.
And that man is Van Sant. And I am willing to offering you half of the treasure if you help us take his fort and gulag away from him.
Refresh my memory. Which one is that?
That's Fortunate Toll. It's the one with the probably 9 long guns staring at us.
They're saying hi.
That's the big one, right?
No, that's the one that's directly south of us with the little. It's not the big fort. It's the seaport.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I had the chat thing over top of it. Now I see it.
Yep. They're looking at you.
He's the guy who runs into a reef because his coffee cup was sitting on that part of the map.
The coffee cup was on top of it.
It's clear sailing ahead, and the coffee cup is like obscuring Australia or something.
Fortunate Toll is strangely shaped like Australia.
Okay.
We have a mission. He shot our brother once, so now we're gonna shoot him.
How very Spanish of you, Mr. Russian man.
Long live the Tsar. We are Eastern Catholic, not Western Catholic, not to be confused. So we can commission you into the Spanish Navy as a privateer, no questions asked. Give you a little bit of certain extra help in some other ports, and then we can go beat up Van Sant. We can take all of his stuff. We can drop a cannon on him later.
Okay. Sounds like a plan, but I'm keeping Juan.
I mean, Juan was on the island for a reason.
And Juan's on my ship for a reason.
I hope your ship doesn't have goats.
No goats.
Oh, by the way, Captain Red, Juan is a practitioner of certain Caribbean arts. You're pretty sure he can curse people, maybe control the weather.
Cool.
He's a pretty useful guy to have around. And it doesn't hurt that many people seem to be afraid of him.
I would like to call up Father Pedro to give a menacing glare at Juan.
Should we roll the wind so that way people can start flying?
Yes.
Father Pedro,
let me actually do that.
he got 16 to stare at Juan menacingly.
Of course he did.
All right. So we have a 9 for direction, which is no change, and I believe an 11 is no change.
Correct.
All right, so wind is not changing for next term.
By the way, hon.
All right, time-wise,
We got started a little late.
well, no, I was just going to say, for Captain Mateo and Captain Red, you're within the turns limit. So at this point, Captain Mateo may return to his ship if he would like, or he may stay and talk.
Well, we'll go back over. Happy that we have a friend to go kick Van Sant out of his fort.
Nice.
We're. Can we also do a private signal to the other Guardacosta, Captain Becky, to tell us to follow us?
You're Russian. Why am I listening to you?
Because he's rushing away.
Oh, that was punlicious.
Okay, I'm having trouble reading your little pieces of tape on my camera here, or on my screen.
Yes.
So, which one is Fort Natal? Is it marked with an which port type is it?
It's a C
Fortune
type.
Atoll is right here.
So it's the one that's right by both of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he said. It's the one with the
That's what I
gun looking
thought.
right at you.
It just doesn't look much like a fort to me. It looks like a house on an island.
It does look like a house. Roll a dice.
I got a 1.
You've never really had much interest in this island. People told you it's haunted. Other people told you it's dangerous, and there was a crazy guy that lived there. But, you don't know much about it. And that Fortune Atoll on your map is kind of smeared, clearly.
He hasn't cleaned the lens cap in a
Well,
quite a long time.
The day the Spanish decide to hire the pirates is always a good day. Always works out, right? Every time.
Well, it's the Guardacosta. They're technically a different type of pirate.
Excuse me, we're on a mission from God. Take back the Caribbean one island at a time.
Pardon me.
I wrote a letter to the Pope to declare a crusade. He never got back to me.
Yeah, snail mail in the period. It's just brutal.
GM, as you have a message? He wants to talk. Captain Edo, your affairs are done.
Okay.
They have given you what looks like a bundled dead body.
Okay.
It's heavy. It's
Mhm.
heavier than a body should be.
Oh. Rigid?
Very.
And
Okay.
that's going to crossroad.
Okay. I will put it in the cargo hold.
You know, does it need to make a difference how much it weighs?
It weighs a lot, like 800 or 900 pounds.
So like
But
a
not
half
quite
ton. Okay.
It weighs
Alright,
way
well,
more than a body should. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Okay, so start getting in your next plots. I got Matt's.
At the current wind?
Yes,
Yeah.
no change.
Great. I'm screwed.
Guys, remember you can use your little chats if you want to cross compare notes so you don't hit each other.
Dave, you got 80 guys. You can row it.
Hey, Brian. I did notice that it's on a little after 3 hours. I'm gonna say I want to make sure we only put this for 3 hours, but we can definitely keep this going for longer and stuff.
Yeah, we can extend it a little longer.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure everybody knew, even though we only set it for 3 hours, that was
Yeah,
that was just a bare minimum.
We were hoping the board wasn't going to take as long to set up as it did, but
Yeah.
we tried to make the board bigger this time. It's a little bigger. I don't know if Ed or Becky can see a difference, but it's technically, instead of being 24 wide, it's
36.
like,
Because they're two card tables put together.
so.
Yeah, it was more square last time, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys, I the way I'm able to get around the 40-minute mark is I decided to pay for Zoom, because otherwise, if you have more than one person, it cuts off at the 40-minute mark. So I'm doing it on a month-to-month thing, but I figured at least for right now it would make sense to do it.
Well, we're also for those who are GMing for me, we have virtual origins coming up. We're going to be running more games like this. So if you want to help out with that for virtual origins, make sure you communicate with us after the fact.
I will have to be over at your house for that because there's no way I can set up anything like this at mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I expect Ohio at least to be
Clear.
By June, yeah, I would expect.
It'll be partial.
Distancing.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
Yeah.
And we'll have less than 10 people, and we've done a lot of cleaning up.
Yeah, so we can set it up in the same space and use the gear. I just need the GMs. So,
Mhm.
and then if you're able to set up a complete game by yourself, we can do that too. Zoom's pretty easy to use.
I think running a Tech Commander game like this is going to be difficult without enough people to do it, but
Yeah.
So one of the things when you do for Zoom here, you can actually, if you wanted to, you could actually print renders, and you can use like printed tags or descriptions. So it's almost like you're converting the miniatures game to a board game, if that makes any sense. I would like to try to, when I get better cameras, I want to try to get like perspective cams, and then I'm going to have to see if we can figure out with Zoom. I would like the members to be able to toggle the cams. Like if I had like 2 or 3 cams, they could pick which one they were looking at. So that way, if you needed to see perspective or overhead, you could just pick it. But I don't know if that's possible or not. So. I'm also going to build a demo board for both Tech Commander and for Sailpower. That'll be 2x2 so that you can put a very small camera much closer.
Mhm.
All right, I've got everybody's turns.
Something that's designed for that hour and a half game, not like a demo game.
All right, I've got everybody's turns in. Who do you want first here?
All right. So I guess first would be the Dread, Captain Becky.
The world shakes.
All right. She's turning to port, head 6, and then starboard turn and spill sail.
Port. 6.
That's starboard. There you go.
Okay.
And then starboard and then starboard or 6. Turn 6, and then starboard and spill sail.
Okay, so right there.
Yep.
Okay. Captain Mateo.
All right.
Could I drop the Russian flag and run up the Spanish colors?
Yeah. We're just kind of subbing these kind of generico trade flags.
Okay, Matt, which one did you gave me 2 things? Which one do you want? You want the second one?
It should just be continuation of one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so it should be turn right, move 6, well, the turn delay, and then turn leftish to cover the
Gotcha.
port.
Okay. Sorry, I was having a hard time understanding that.
And I also would like a Spanish flag because I'm Spanish now.
Mi amigo, señor. Look, se encuentra desde mi, cuando somos hijos.
Long live the Pope.
Oh, no. I want a papal navy flag. That's what I want.
I thought somebody had put that in the box at one point, but I think it got stolen.
I think it got
I think it
lost.
might have. I know I printed one out once.
Yep.
All right, what next year?
All right, so
On the calendar.
Alexa, cancel.
Sailpower virtual game.
Alexa, cancel.
all right.
Alexa, shut up.
I'll get her.
From your calendar.
Alexa, cancel.
Sailpower virtual game.
I got right 6 for Matt. Then what?
Okay, right 6, and then he had so basically move his turn delay, then turn left-ish to cover Ed. So turn right, move 6, actually move the turn delay, which is your turn delay 6 matter or is it something else?
That's a good question. I don't know the Buccaneer sloop offhand.
That's actually, I think, 7.
Yeah, I want to say 7
7.
All right, so I'll move you another.
inch or centimeter.
And then I just kind of want to like wiggle my butt so I can have a lane of fire down
Yeah, all right,
Fortune
so-
and Toll.
I will give you that once Ed moves.
Okay, so do you want Ed next?
No, actually, I need Captain Red.
Okay, Captain Red is going to move row 8 forward.
Row 8 forward. This will get interesting.
I didn't think he's gonna be there.
That's what she said. Anyway,
Now, do you want Ed?
yes. Well,
Or do
actually,
you need
no. I need Captain D from Spiteful Key.
Captain D? Right turn, ahead to island, spill, and then right turn.
When you put island, I assume you're talking about Isla Morta.
Yes.
So
All right.
I'm gonna basically roll a seamanship roll. Just roll anything other than a 1 or a 2.
11.
All right. You adjust a slight right to continue. And then you are there.
Okay.
Because if you'd headed straight from your turn point, you would be at the resolve wreck site.
Gotcha.
All right. And I believe where you are now, you're actually adjacent to both the resolve wreck site and Isla Morta.
Nice. Funka.
Suppose I should move that flag, huh?
Yeah, I lost my flag.
Flags
All
are
right.
overrated.
I should be able to like set that one right on the back. It's so
Yeah.
big.
I was gonna say.
It's so big.
So Becky, Brian
All right.
is missing his big box of 6mm ships that was the demo set. So this is
Yeah, I had
literally-
this like demo set that Becky painted up of the old hand sculpted ones. We never ended up turning it into a board because then we switched to the digitals. And
And you
I have
can't
no
find that
idea where
box.
that set went. So it would have been really nice for this. So I don't know if I loaned it out to somebody to use or if it's in a one of the infinite number of boxes that hides around here or what. But good times.
All right, who next here?
Captain Ann of the Dolphin.
Captain Ann is going.
Sweep back 8.
Yeah, sweep backwards 8, then run left, so end is facing northwest.
Wow. And then
You got Ed.
like so.
Yep.
Wow. All right. And then Captain Ed.
Turn right. Move 6. Turn right. Move 5. And then turn right.
And then his jiggle he asked for does this.
You can ask for a jiggle.
No, he asked to basically put his wheel adjusted a little bit to make sure his firing lane's covered.
Okay. All right, I think that's everybody.
All right, has everybody moved? Spotting. Starting with the Dread Captain Becky. What do you want to spot?
Well,
Reflecting. Okay.
I don't think I necessarily want to spot anything so much as deal with the bowsprit that's coming across my deck. I think we're all kind of busy looking at that. Yeah, no spotting right now.
All righty. Then next will be Captain Mateo. Are you spotting anything?
I would like to spot. I'll spot the Fortune Atoll again. See if I can get any more information at my current angle.
All right, roll it.
6. It's a thing.
All right. It's
Yep.
a thing
House on an island.
with a considerable amount of what it appears to be cordage and like fuse smoke. There's also, this is just kind of audible even at your distance, a lot of shouting. And the weirdest thing that you are hearing is something you only heard in European ports. In Dutch, it sounds like they're yelling out range marks. Like, not for cannons, for something much bigger.
Oh, they have a mortar. Lovely.
That's never bad. Never.
I mean, hopefully they just mortars are inaccurate. It should be fine.
Exactly. You're mine.
Yeah, like no drafted hit Becky. What?
Local knowledge question. Was
Yes.
Van Sant guarded by regulars or was he guarded by his own people?
That's kind of a technical question. Van Sant is a former war hero. He is a retired admiral, but he currently works for the East India Company. The East India Company has its own currency, government, and script. So they have their own military. So basically, they have what would be the equivalent of regular soldiers that work for the company.
Militia.
This would definitely not be a militia. These are more like paid professional soldiers that work for the company. So about the same training as Dutch regular soldiers, but definitely not Dutch Marines. which in Sailpower definitely has to be stated because, yeah, Dutch Marines. All right. All right. Does that answer your question, though?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
They're bad enough.
All right. So moving on to Captain D from Spiteful Key.
Yes.
Do you have any spots?
I would like to spot the shipwreck off my gunnels. And I roll a 3.
It's not a shipwreck. That boat looks completely serviceable.
That's right.
Well, maybe there's wood.
Could be timbers, who knows?
You're not even seeing the mass of the shipwreck. All you're seeing is, wow, those are completely serviceable whale boats.
Those are some lovely seagulls.
All right. Captain Ann of the Dolphin, any spotting?
Yes, I would like to spot the Russian ship that is now flying Spanish colors.
Yep.
Rolled a 17.
One exact question. Has to be something visible. What do you want to know?
Men on deck.
All right, that's an accurate answer.
26.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So next is, I believe, Captain Ed. You got any spots?
Yeah, I'm gonna spot that Spanish ship off my stern. I got a 15.
You know, it keeps buzzing through your head before you ask your question.
Okay.
Other than the color, that looks just like the vessel you lost.
Okay. Okay.
Funny, Dad.
hmm Yeah, if there weren't two ships, I might have gone after it. But
Goodness.
yeah.
I think Port Royal just slid into the sea after Elizabeth walked over there.
Everything went fuzzy for a second. Are the guns run out on that Spanish ship?
They're cleared. We're
All
ready.
right. All right, that's all I needed to know.
All right. Did I skip Captain Red as far as spotting?
Kinda. Probably should spot the thing directly in front of me.
All right, roll it.
9.
What do you want to know about it?
Does it look like it has hostile intentions?
Captain Becky, are you clear for action?
Yes.
Damn it.
But it has no colors up, so
Not yet.
there's that. And technically, actually, that's interesting.
Dave is now commissioned.
Here, now I'm Goldbeard. I'm printing jewelry for the kids.
Cool. There's a guy at Charcon a couple years ago who had me print all kinds of like Green Lantern rings and found them all in Thingiverse, apparently.
Apparently, Princess Aurora's crown and necklace is very popular on Thingiverse. So I have to print that now.
All right. All right. So spotting's done. Cannon fire.
I do have some.
Ship communication come in. Is that crew actions?
And if you want a quick signal flag, other than that, it'd be crew actions.
Okay, because
Signal flag is 1 to 2 sentences that you can just relay. And then the only answers that are allowed are yes or no.
okay, my brain isn't functioning well enough to
Or affirmative would be fine. So if you're just acknowledging that you saw the message.
Well, the thing is, I'm just a bit suspicious about this ship that's now suddenly flying Spanish colors.
Very suspicious, I agree.
I'm also suspicious about the Russian ship that is now also flying Spanish.
Definitely suspicious.
Let me solve that one real quick because you guys kind of do the same work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be aware that he is a Guarda Costa vessel.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, his is not properly Spanish built and is therefore inferior to yours, but his is like a rebuild from a prize vessel. But other than that, you've not met each other personally. You just know of him from scuttlebutt about port.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew we came from the same port, and I knew we were both Guarda Costa, but what his intentions are with the red Russian flag and the meetup weren't quite in my memos.
All right, the part that because it is just Captain Mateo can confirm this. I believe he signaled you that he was asking you to attack what is a flagged Dutch East India Company outpost.
Okay.
That would be correct.
Which is not really in your job description per se, but it's likely to be very profitable, and anything can be written in the books as some kind of tax or revenue.
Okay.
So I guess it's not your usual thing. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I might have missed some of that with my technical issues. I don't know. Okay.
By the way, Ed, I just posted another. Here you go.
All right. Did I get all the spotting at this point?
I think so.
Cannon fire. I think Captain Mateo said he thought he had any, although just as a matter of protocol, I believe the Dutch vessel is not flying a flag, so you have to identify them first.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he's got a good spot on me.
And then, all right, so we're done with spotting. Cannon fire. Who believes they have cannon fire?
I know I do, of at least 1 or 2 targets, depending.
All right. So did you copy what I was saying about the Dutch ship? I mean, you really haven't made a good ID.
Right. But I could always say we're at war. They're trading with the enemy.
That would give you the right to seize them, which not like broadsiding them would probably be considered a war crime. Does that make sense?
Okay. I guess
like for example, and this is historical, guys. Americans got into this trouble all the time during the Napoleonic Wars. So we're neutral. We have nothing to do with the war between France and England, right? We would put into the port, and the English would a lot of times try to seize the cargoes and stuff, saying that it was trading with the enemy. But that had to be, it would go to what's called a neutrality court. I kid you not. It was basically a bunch of admirals sitting around a desk. And they would decide whether it was a valid prize or not. And if they condemned it, you could be essentially written up for, essentially you wouldn't get any of the money for it. Even more funny, if you want to know how corrupt that system was, and generally speaking, condemning prizes was a pretty good business for the neutrality court, because guess who got to keep the ship and its cargoes, or if they condemned it? Yeah, that's right. The Admiralty Court. So they would generally have a lot of reason to claim that it wasn't valid. Anyway, but right now he has no flag up.
Is Van Damme's guns, because presumably since I bought things from him, I have a basic idea of his compound, correct?
You've been in there before.
Do I kind of have like I'm assuming I didn't get to see all of his defenses, but do I have a kind of an idea of how the compound is laid out?
The building is built from reinforced, like the walls are way thicker than a house would be. All the windows are buttressed with, like they can be closed down, locked down with extra thick boards that could take a cannonball. There are no guns in the house, but there were always loads of troops about the compound whenever you were there. And as for the gun position, again, you were never allowed over there, but it's obscured in the trees to the north of the house.
I want to see if Captain Dave fires, because if he fires, then I'm firing into the compound. If he doesn't fire, then we're going to hold.
You could do a signal flag to each other, like ask the question, fire this turn, yes or no.
Nah.
All right.
Need to get closer. And
Okay,
I'm
then.
too close to Becky.
Okay.
It's not very friendly to start firing cannons.
Captain Mateo, something to realize at this point, Captain Becky hasn't affirmatively joined your mission.
It's fine. We're fine. We only need 2 ships. How many guys can there be on an island?
Yeah, but I don't need her attacking me now, do I?
Matt, just for perspective, Van Zant has had historically, depending on the show, year, generation, situation, and war status, anywhere between 80 and 400 people.
400's not that bad. I think that's what he had last time.
I'm not afraid of this guy.
I mean, he kills me, I go meet God. I don't see the problem.
Spaniards.
All right.
Searching?
All right. So are you firing? Yes, no?
No.
All right. Crew actions.
I think you got some searches.
Oh, Becky, you weren't firing, were you?
Well, I don't think I have a shot except on my Spanish compatriot beside me, which
Yeah.
would
By the way, I have a commission as a privateer now.
that's what I mean. You're now my compatriot.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, I'm just showing you, so you know, so you don't shoot me.
So, yeah, I don't think my back guns would have an arc enough to shoot at the island. I don't really have a reason to shoot at the island either without, worrying about friendly fire, that sort of thing. So I'm not going to worry about it.
Hey, guys. Lilu down this letter of marque.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
got
search
papers.
Isla Muerta.
All right. So Yes, back over to that scene. So there's no cannon fire. We got, looks like Ann is butt up to HMS Resolve site, and Dee from Spiteful Key is at both HMS Resolve and East Le Mota.
All right, so let's search.
Okay.
All right, I've got 10 men on boarding because I didn't realize I'd get so close to this. Or I would have put more over there, but you know, so I needed 11 or less, right? Here we go. I rolled a 4.
Awesome.
All right. Captain Dee from Spiteful Key.
Captain D with Spiteful Key. I've got 30 guys in boarding, and we're going on Isla Muerta. And I got a 2.
All right. So you'll resolve with GM Channel Elizabeth
Sure.
what you're finding and what you're fighting for. But I got some story elements for both of you.
Excellent.
All right. So as you're kind of wandering around looking for things, Captain Ian, are you ashore, or you send the Marines ashore?
Just the Marines.
All right, you're getting reports from the Marines. They found 2 of His Majesty's boats. They seem to belong to a 74-gun ship of the line, the HMS Resolve. Nominally a like a 60 to 70-gun ship. You saw her a few years ago in Portsmouth. Very large vessel, but just 2 of the boats are here.
2 boats, like launches, like.
Oh, these are very large longboats, so actually whale boats.
Okay.
I mean, they're too large. Like, they are so large they would not fit aboard your vessel properly. They are sized for ships of the line, like a 3rd rate.
And I'm a 5th rate.
6th rate, actually.
6th rate. Okay. That's a little bit smaller, yes.
And was D successful?
All right, so do you have any orders for them to do any investigating of this, or they're basically speaking trumpet that they found these boats? Belongs to the King's Navy. It's a vessel you've seen in the past. You don't know of anything else out of the ordinary.
We'll certainly ask them to see if there is any clues as to where the crew went, because clearly I would assume they were manned by British crew, in fact.
All right.
Looking for clues, looking for anything left behind that that I would want to present to the king.
All right. So go ahead and roll a search roll for evidence.
Okay.
And hire is what you want for this one. So kind of like a spot. You're looking to spot stuff amongst.
18.
All right. Well, you have found the log of the ship's first lieutenant. It's in one of the boats. According to his account, on the dog watch, something like 6 months ago, his 3rd-rate vessel basically came across what appeared to be 2 lights, and they were calling for distress from the darkness and thick fog. Basically, the ship hit bottom shortly thereafter. When the fog cleared, whoever had the signals were gone. The lanterns were still there. A squall blew up and broke the ship's back. And these 2 boats are there are ones missing like the rudder. The other one has like a hole, like it hit a rock. So they're damaged. All the other ship's boats are missing. So you can only presume that the rest of the crew made off to try to find something. Maybe row to Fort Providence, something like that. Left these two boats.
Okay, cool.
So, per your standard operating procedure, if you were to investigate, find the crew, that would probably be a minor mission for you. Also, of interest to your eye is that it does appear the two lanterns are hanging there. They are literally set up to make this craggy rock and nearby underwater coral reef look like a ship.
Well, then I will instruct my crew to take down those lanterns.
All right. There is an issue with that. You're not on that island. That's Isla Morta is where the islands are.
Oh, gotcha.
They're kind of right next to each other, but still,
Right.
There's a bit of water between the two.
Dee is on the place where she can be on both. I am just on the wreck.
Yes,
Gotcha.
correct. All right. Do I have any other crew actions I need to be aware of? And are you guys doing okay as far as your treasure?
Yeah, I just need to know what Ann wants to do with that.
What? Oh, sorry. I need to.
I'm close enough to spike.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, you're not quite close enough to Spiteful Key to do anything.
Okay.
Can I hail Spiteful Key?
You can certainly try. Would you like to?
Yeah.
What's your hailing message? One sentence.
We have a proposition.
Then we are in crew action. The reply back comes in kind of a regular signal frags, like the person isn't super familiar with them or has had to look them up. Who did you proposition?
All of you.
Cheeky devil.
If that's not a smart ass response, I don't know what is.
Got a few going through my head.
The signaling suddenly gets a bit more professional. And the message says, come by for some rum.
Okay. Can I also launch a small boat?
You are in crew action, so you can put a boat overboard if you'd like.
We may be losing Ed at 4:30.
Yep.
I'll drop a small boat because I have one on my sheet.
I'm going to borrow the one from HMS Resolve since nobody can bloody see it anyway.
Don't anybody sneeze.
You can kind of see it now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other crew actions?
Yeah, and I'm going to fight the
All three
two.
of them? All of them?
Definitely the one with the Spanish lockbox with coinage. I'm not sure I care enough about the spices, and I have the wrong.
Hey, Team Gardacosta, she's going to have Spanish coins on board. Totally want to tussle with it.
Yeah, go get them.
So Ann, it's in your email. If you need to pull up the PDF, if not, I can message it to you.
No, I found it. I'm now looking at it. So it's a message in a wine bottle.
Ooh, fancy. What does it say?
Well, would I have been able to read this without fighting them? It does say, let's see, 74. Contains 2 rolled pieces of paper, one with a map and an X marking the spot, another with a letter that reads, "My mutinous crew has marooned me at the nearest island or wreck. So indicated, if you'd be so kind as to rescue me, I'd pay a small chest of silver I found here and serve humbly as an additional officer under your command. If you so choose, you can drop me at any major A or B type port and I will pay an additional 25 victory point for the courtesy." Okay, well, we'll do the message in a wine bottle too. So let's start with the lockbox.
Okay, is that the first one, second one, or third one?
That is the second one.
Okay.
I'm ignoring the first one with the 7
Okay.
guarding it. Let's see here. Now I need to find my small arms modifiers. And I've got naval crew. I've got an officer.
You lose 1
I lose 1?
because I rolled a 6.
I see. So I'm rolling. I rolled 8.
You killed everybody
Okay.
because there was only 2. And then you want to roll for the other one too?
Yes, please.
Okay.
This would be the third one.
Yep.
And I rolled cocked die, and I rolled a 9.
Okay, you lose 1, they all die.
Okay, so I lost a total of 2, and I gained the message in a bottle and the Spanish lockbox.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
She's telling everybody what she's getting. Not everybody did.
All right, so there's a weirdism about this bottle. The chart position that's marked that you're supposed to go to is here because it's the nearest wreck.
Oh,
So this bottle apparently didn't go anywhere and washed back
All
up
right.
on the beach.
well, that makes sense, actually. Makes a lot of
So,
sense.
do you want to look around and see if you can find them here in the wreck? You have clearly not run into them so far, but
Sure.
Brian,
all right, roll dice.
when you get a moment, this needs to get put next to that's being left.
I rolled a 6.
All right. So apparently you just didn't look here before. And there is you have redeemed this, so you are getting your small lockbox. Does it say you get a crew out of that, or what? Can you reread the last sentence of that, please?
On the lockbox or on the wine bottle?
The wine bottle.
My crew has pay a small, so I will pay a small chest of silver I found here. That's 500 victory points. Serve humbly as an additional officer under your command, if you
All
so
right, so yes, you just gained an officer.
and I will pay an additional 25 VP for the courtesy. So it's 525 total plus an extra person.
Yep, and that person is an officer. So you're up by 1 officer.
By the way, I do have it up over here too.
Which is that treasure is kind of fun because people always ask me over there, like they had ships that had terrible officer counts and they wanted a way to get more officers, and just didn't seem right to just let you recruit officers.
Right.
So there's a few treasures, and this is one of them that allow you to get an officer
Right, hon? This needs to get put over. That's the one that's being left.
by the resolve.
Yep.
Are you announcing what that is, or are you keeping it under wraps?
Oh, sure. I will renounce it. Sure.
What is it?
It's
Hold
9.
on. Oh, 9. Spices.
Spices gets left a lot.
She pulled 3 red chests.
Yep.
All right, so since she did announce what it is, we'll number side up on that.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right. So did we
Any other crew action?
Was there anything about the Isla Muerta?
So, did you want to investigate the lanterns or anything at all?
Sure.
So, basically, you're finding lots of bones. There's definitely ship's lanterns. And there's campfire stuff, and it looks like these are wreckers. So these would be scumbags that work to wreck ships, and they cause them to run up on the reef, and then they pillage them and kill people. There are dead bodies everywhere. Some of them are skeletons. Some of them are actual more recent corpses. However, the thing that probably is most interesting about this is there are, despite the Royal Navy whale boats at the nearby island, there are no Royal Navy corpses that you can see.
Okay.
Do we need to roll a new wind?
Yes, we do.
I can do it if you want.
I can do it.
Okay.
I rolled 6 for direction
Which
and
is one
17 for
clockwise,
intensity, so it's going to
and-
high.
Yep, 1 clockwise and up to high.
1 clockwise
Yep.
and then high. There you go. In the interest of time, we'll run 1 or 2 more turns and then we'll call it, depending on how fast they go.
By the way, I want to let everybody know that Brian is interested in trying to do more of these, but I think he really wants to wait until after we get the new equipment. So this was hey, I was trying to continue the excitement about it, and I started to schedule it, and I didn't really relay to him quite as well
Yeah,
as I
at
should
some
have.
point we're going to need to make kind of a better set for this. We'll need to make a demo set and a better set for this. And I really want to get a good perspective camera too, so that you can get more of the miniatures feel.
Well, again, just like last time, I think it's fantastic. You guys set this up, the time that you've taken to put it together. And to be honest, I mean, even well beyond the Wuhan, Corona, COVID, whatever you want to call it, the Kung Flu is my current favorite. This is, I mean, for me, it would be an all-day thing to drive down, play a game, drive back. I mean, it would be
Yep.
a full day. Whereas this, I can knock out an afternoon. We can hop on, we can play,
Yep.
get a chat, get a socialize. I'm pretty good at socially distancing normally. So what little socializing I do, I miss right now. So this is awesome. We're able to get together like this, guys.
I miss hanging out with Dee
And
and everybody.
one thing I will say is, as we set up the accounts and get everything more formalized, Ohio Men of the Red Chest can run these games on their own and do what we're doing here too.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to host a game, we can use the account.
Yeah, I mean, it's my account, but anybody, I can set up
So-
the meeting, and then other people can.
And like I say, we'll get to. I'm still waiting to hear details of Virtual Origin, so. But I will definitely need help if we're going to do that.
Oh yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's possibly a virtual Gen Con.
Oh,
I know they haven't said it yet.
good gosh.
The word I'm hearing is Gen Con is waiting for the governor to basically force their hand, and then they're going to cancel. I don't think they're going to try and go virtual.
Wow.
They're too big to really be able to do that many virtual. That would be a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's.
Well,
Yeah.
on the other hand, this model of virtual cons is going all the way up to like Comic Cons and other things.
I mean, Gary Con did this.
So, but in any case, Dee, I do see your point, and for the growth of the game, like say, if we can get everybody kind of on board with how to do these well, and everybody's having a good time, the other possibility, do you guys like this painter's tape approach to
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
There's certainly storytelling things that we can do. Like, it hypothetically would be possible to run kind of a more ongoing thing, and allow players to have characters a little bit more like Van Sant that are kind of persistent.
One day we're gonna kill him.
You realize that because he is a Sailpower legend, he just resurrects at the nearest port.
Then we'll just chop off his legs. He can wheel around in a wheelchair then.
Dutch peg legs. That Captain Mateo is such a douche. He took both of my legs. I have 2 peg legs.
But anyway, I guess what I'm saying is I would be willing to help if whatever if somebody else had the ability to create a board similar to this. I'd be willing to help with the rolling or whatever and stuff.
Well, like I say, and I may get Captain Becky to paint some more of the digital ships. There's a lot of our other bigger ships that we haven't set digital, and there's or we haven't done in 6 yet. It would just add to the ability.
Yeah.
And Matt, just so you know, there's a high probability because your frigate came out way better than Blake's as far as the ability to size it down. That your custom design for a frigate will be available in 6mm on a regular basis.
Well, that's good because the one in 15mm, as I do more and more to it, it just keeps getting worse.
Aw. So it's because it prints pretty good in 6.
The only big problem with it was the open waste. That middle panel, the deck piece needs to be printed as a separate piece in plastic.
Yeah, and that's certainly something that's possible to do too.
Hey, since I have a printer, well, I'm going to get a better printer before I really do this. But I would, before I print anything of yours, I wanted to ask your permission if I can print it. I'm just using it for myself.
Well, we'll get into that at a later date.
Yeah, because I need a couple files from you to do boats.
So,
Quick question, is this normal or is this high wind? I can't read it.
It is high
winds.
High winds. Thank you.
Speeds are doubled.
All right.
Well, shit. I'm not going to change my stuff. I'm sticking.
I'm sitting.
What I got.
That's fine.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got everybody's turn.
Except mine. Sorry.
Nobody except yours. Sorry, he can't count.
Just an FYI, in case, I'm assuming everybody's seen that Origins got postponed till October, the actual physical, and then they're doing a virtual con the normal dates.
Friday through Sunday. It's not Wednesday. It's starting on Friday.
Yeah, so when we're talking about virtual Origins, that's what we're talking about. Literally, we need to run some combination of talks and or demo games and maybe even formal games that get on the schedule. So all this that we're working on now kind of leads towards being able to do that a little bit more professionally.
Yeah, I was going to suggest talking about that after recording.
Yeah, after we get off this. So anybody that can stay and wants to stick around after we finish doing this, let's have a conversation about that. So, all right, I got everybody's turn. Who do you want to go first here?
That'd be the Captain Becky.
Okay, so Becky she's turning starboard.
Might want to let Captain Ed go first. Or
Okay.
not Ed, Red.
Okay, he's turning right. 10.
Red rhymes with Ed.
Yep. Okay, so right 10.
Right 10 is what you plotted, or
And then right
Red?
10. That's what Red plotted.
Okay, we might have a problem then.
I turned the wrong way. I meant to go the other way.
All right, can you make a seamanship roll? Anything higher than 5?
Looking at the board upside down. I'm at the wrong angle. 9.
All right, that's higher than 5.
And my dyslexia kicked in.
All right. So it was left 10 left.
Well, left 10, left 10. So
Yep, left 10, left 10.
now he technically put, does that seamanship roll hold for the whole order, dear?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I want to be, sort of.
Okay.
All right.
Now my
Back to Captain Becky.
Okay. So she's going starboard, ahead 6, and then starboard, but she's turning southeast.
You playing Sailpower?
Okay.
Ahead to Rackham's Wreck with 38 available.
38.
Yeah, it's high winds.
That's
Kind
up
of
in.
looks like it's vertical on the board, but yeah.
No, it's.
There's 30. Wow.
Did she need the whole 38?
Oh no, Becky, you put that right on. That was some badass plotting.
She's done as a timer too. All right, who next?
I just love that the number is literally right on.
You
Is
can't
that luck, or
pat
are
myself
you
on the
pretty sure
back.
that was right?
You eyeballed that, didn't you, Becky?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had
Yeah.
my little hand thing, like the length of my fingertip to my knuckle just plotted on the board. Yeah, all that worked right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Nice. All right, Captain Mateo, what do you got?
All right, he has got okay, sorry. Okay, move past
Nice for my
Spiteful Key and drop off the launch and continue under Rackham Rack. He's got 52.
52.
Yes.
Anybody who wants to stop at Rackham Wreck?
Yeah, he wants to stop at Spiteful Key and so after because he's gonna search it during correction.
Yeah, so I want to just cut the launch loose by Spiteful Key and keep going to Rackham Wreck. Yeah.
All right.
Who next?
I believe we're at D
D or Ed.
from Spiteful Key.
Turn 5 right, spill. Oh wait, sorry, just spill. Sorry, I'm reading that wrong.
Just spill.
Just spill.
The spell. Okay. Captain Anna the Dolphin.
Turn left.
Okay.
Move far enough to have stern close enough to dock with rock. And he wants to be pointed towards Prosper Atoll.
So you're doing a turn, spill, turn? Like so?
That's
No. That is not
that's,
my.
that's Ian.
But you said that we're dealing with Ed, not you told me Ed. We're not doing
Ed doesn't go to the left.
Okay, well then, so Ian is doing different. Sorry. She is, sorry, you said Ed. She is, she's turning, she's going left, forward 12, left, and then facing southwest.
Hmm.
Did I read that wrong?
No, that's fine. I'm just thinking I might need a seamanship roll here. Am I going to ram into the back of?
All right. 412, then what?
And facing southwest.
So then you are turning.
She didn't say it. So left, forward 12, and then left. Yeah, after 12, then left.
You want us to seamanship roll to not make that last turn?
Correct. Yes, I would like to. I
All
rolled.
right. That's just basically not putting the wheel over. So anything but a 1 or a 2, go.
I rolled a 12.
You're good.
Woo! I did not expect that ship to come right through there, but here we
All
are.
right, now you want Ed, right, Brian? Captain Edo.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, now turn left. And then,
That's right.
yep,
Sorry. All right.
move far enough to have the stern close to dock with the rock. But he wants to be pointed towards Prosper Atoll.
According to Prosper Atoll. So, like so.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. So, yeah, based on your intentions, that's because they have to not hit the rock, too. All right. Did
That's everybody.
everybody move?
I believe so.
What about Captain Red?
Captain Red was remember the
Okay.
left hand?
Went first.
Yeah, okay. All right. Spots. All right, Captain Becky, you got any spotting?